What is up, YouTube? It's Frank with What's the Point EDC. Huh? That's right, you see it. Blessed knives. So you know what that means. It's What's the Point EDC custom time, baby. Look at this awesome EDC fixed blade designed by yours truly, made by Don with Blessed Knives. Y'all want to see this thing? Let's go ahead and get into it. Look at that. It's everything I wanted and then some. It really came out amazing. Shout out to Don with Blessed Knives. I'm going to put a link to Don's Instagram channel. I want you guys to go check it out. Hit him up. If you have any questions or you want to get anything from him, go ahead and ask him. Feel free to ask him. He makes custom fixed blades, custom folders, and he has his own line of folders too. So with that being said, check him out and shout out to Don. So let's go ahead and start off with the sheath. I wanted this knife to be as easily carryable and easily concealable as possible. So we went with a very easy to conceal sheath. Nice thumb ramp, kydex. You have different lashing points right here for different carrying systems. Nice drainage hole right here. I think this sheath fits the knife aesthetically so good. It really does. This is solid right here. I mean, this is such a good package right here. I don't think you could go wrong with something like this, in my opinion. So let's put the sheath to the side. What do we have here? We have a 7.5 inch overall length knife, 3-inch blade, 4.5 inch handle. The blade stock is 3.4 millimeters. It comes down to 22 thou right here at the heel and 12 thou at the tip. So it's very slicey at the tip, and it's got good strength all the way throughout. So it's Cruwear steel at 65 to 66 HRC. I wanted it to be hard as hell for the best possible edge retention, and because it is an EDC fixed blade, it's okay to have thinner stock. I don't think that this is scary thin. In fact, this is just perfect for the vast majority of people, so that you can still be hard on it and still be efficient at the same time. And Cruwear is my favorite powdered steel, or I should say it's my favorite super steel, and I think it pairs up with this design very good. Now I went with a 7.5 inch overall length because I wanted this knife to be able to drop down in your pocket. Let's say you don't want to carry this and have it being shown. You want to kind of conceal it. You want to drop it in your back pocket. You want to drop it in your front pocket. You can do that. You've got 8 inches pretty much of overall length, including the sheath. So you can drop this down in your pocket with no issue, or you can put an ulti right there and you can just do it like that. But I wanted it to be a knife that anybody can carry in any state. So I went with a 3-inch blade because of the blade restrictions. So I figure a 3-inch blade is acceptable in like 99% of the states in America. So I don't think you can go wrong with this size blade. The handle, 4.5 inches long. My hand, 4 inches from here to here. I figured another 1/2 inch of length would be excellent. For the people with true extra large hands, this is still going to be good for you. And I designed the handle so that even if your hand is really big, it's canted right here. So you see what I'm saying? Bam, how about that? Now you can choke up. This technically, it isn't necessarily a forward finger choil, though it can be used as that. What this is for that little bit of extra choke up, so you don't have to hold it here. So you can choke up on it like this. It doesn't mean you're using the choil per se, but so you can choke up on it, and it's also made for sharpening. Let me give you an example of why I say that. Okay, let's just say that this strop right here is the stone. Now a lot of people like to freehand sharpen, and when they freehand sharpen, they don't want to have anything impeding this. They want to get all the blade one shot every time. You know what I'm saying? With something kind of like the FC 3.5 Pro from White River, you see that? Now you do have a finger guard, but that also is a sharpening choil, and it is good, and I have sharpened it with no issue. But as you can see, sharpening this, you're going to have to be careful for the nub, as opposed to this where you just get it how you get it and you don't have anything to worry about. Now I know some people might say, well, that's not the best for stabbing tasks, and you are, in fact, you're right. But the way that I designed it was right here. You see how that kind of cants right there? It's angled. Look how it does with the thumb. You ready? Bam. This right here acts as a guard, and your thumb is what's going to stop you from having any issue. So when you do stab, you don't have to worry about sliding down the blade. I put everything into this knife that I thought it needed to have. A little bit wider of a of a handle width because I wanted it to be able to fill out your hand so you could crank on things real hard and not have any fatigue over time. I think this is really, really going to just shine at them hard use tasks. Though it is definitely good and slicey, but I think that when it's time to hard use this, when you have gloves on, when your hands are cold and dexterity is limited, that's when this nice, good, ergonomic, thick, filling handle is going to come into play. It sure is. It's got a good width right here. It's completely flat, so it gives you the most amount of purchase in your hand. So if you hold it like this and you want to go, it just fills you perfectly. Right here, it just rests across your fingers, so nice, or in your palm. Very nice. This is designed to be as well-rounded as possible. Now this is kind of like a sheep's foot style blade right here. It's clipped, but sheep's foot style. I did that for two reasons. One, so you would have enough belly so that you could rock the knife. You see how I can rock? Let's say I want to cut up some onions, want to get some real good fine garlic. You can do that with this because the blade comes down farther than the handle and you can get a good rock. See, I can rock this whole entire knife with no problem while still being able to use that tip very good. Look at this tip right there. That's all the higher you need to raise. You don't need to do any of this. Let me just give you a quick example. Let's say the Bark River Sidekick. As you can see, the tip on the Inflictor drops down farther than the Sidekick. And I'll give you an example. In order to use this tip as functionally as possible, it has to be up here, as opposed to the Inflictor being down here. You see what I'm saying? There's such a difference in the way that you're going to use that tip. And it is very fine, so you're going to be able to get them intricate tasks. I've been putting cardboard to shame with this knife, and it is eaten so good. The jimping, perfect placement. I wasn't sure if it was going to be good, but look at that. It is. It's really good. And for me personally, I think that the overall shape of this knife and the way that you're going to use an EDC fixed blade, I think that the whole package is going to be perfect. I just do. I haven't done enough testing with it yet to know, but tonight and tomorrow I will do a whole lot more testing, so I'll let you guys know more. And I'm going to upload a hard use testing video here in the next couple days, so you can expect that. The handle scale material is a large pattern shred carbon fiber, red and black. Nice, right? That stuff pops pretty freaking good, I gotta say. When you're outside in the sunlight with this, it is so nice looking. And then I paired it up with black and red G10 liners just to pop it off. Now, each handle is 3 pieces, so we have 6 pieces right here to make up the knife. There is no milling inside, there's no skeletonization, so you get a very solid knife. This, when you put this in your hand, it's not so heavy that you're uncomfortable, but you get that reassuring feel of having a very good knife in hand. Now, I will say that the weight of the knife itself is going to be 5.43 ounces. The weight of the sheath is going to be 1.14 ounces. Total weight's going to be 6.57 ounces. So under 7 ounces for this right here. I mean, I don't think you can go wrong. It's under 6 ounces, honestly. But under 7 ounces, I try to keep like an EDC fixed blade somewhere under the 7 ounce range. Now let's look at this right here beside another really nice EDC fixed blade real quick. Here we go. This is the Steve Kalari Huck. As you can see, that is going to carry just as good as the Huck does. That is perfect in my opinion. Let's check out this sheath right here. This is the White River FC 3.5 Pro, as I was just saying. Put this right here, and that right there. You see what I'm saying? It's going to carry so easily. If you're working on a job that you can't have a knife showing and you just want to drop it in your pocket, or you want to carry it horizontal, in front of your belt line, or if you want to carry it scout style, you can do that. As I said, you can drop this in your pocket with no issue, especially if you have cargo pockets or anything like that. You're going to have no issue with this. What do you think here? What a good looking knife. 65 to 66 HRC Cruwear. I have yet to see anybody do Cruwear at 66 HRC, so this is going to be very interesting to see how this performs. It's got a dual belt satin finish on it. The satin right here, the finish it goes up at an angle. It's vertical right here, and then on the flat, it's horizontal. Such a good looking knife, right? I mean, come on now, y'all. This thing is absolutely freaking fire. Feels so good in hand. It's going to be a working knife. It's going to be a good looking knife. It's going to be an excellent EDC knife. And so far, from the food prep that I've done, this thing is a food slayer. It just puts garlic and onions and cuts through steak like it's nothing. It really does. I haven't cut anything else with it yet. I can't wait to cut some cheese, cut some other things, and I'll upload all that stuff so you guys can get a gist of what's going on here. When I designed it, I wanted this to be for everybody. Maybe the color scheme isn't for everybody, but this is just a custom. Technically, this is a prototype because I am going to get this OEM'd. I'm working on some things right now. I've gotten a lot of feedback, a lot of positive feedback about this so far, and I want to thank everybody for that positive feedback and all the support. If you guys really like this knife, I hope to bring it to you in an OEM so that you can get this in your hand, you can test it, so you can have fun with this, and you can let everybody know how good WTP and Don do this thing. Yeah, so speaking of Don real quick, let me just go ahead and say this. Let me put these back up here real quick while I'm talking about Don. So when I got this knife, it came packaged so good. It was in a box that was in a box, and everything was packaged up and wrapped up and supported with multiple cushioning. You know what I mean? It was like very cushioned, so if somebody did drop the box, the tip wouldn't have a problem. I think Don just does excellent work. Look at the fit and finish of this. We have no transitions. Now, there are going to be voids in carbon fibers and things like that. That's nothing that was in my control or Don's control. That's just how it goes when you get materials like this. Look at that. Now, I know the light isn't as bright right here. I mean, it's horrible lighting. But that is such a good-looking knife. Plunge grind. Look at that. Come on, y'all. That's perfect. And he does this stuff by hand. He doesn't use a machine. He doesn't use a guided system. He doesn't have it done by a computer. He's doing this by hand. And it is coming out flawless. I mean, come on now, y'all. This thing is absolutely flawless. I've cut some toilet paper tubes, some water bottles, and this thing is a true freaking laser beam. I took it to Edgeworks Knife and Supply and let the guys in Edgeworks see it and hold it and have fun with it. Cut some things with it, and every single one of them agreed. This is one of the most ergonomic, best fixed blades, EDC fixed blades they've held. And I'm not just saying that because it's my design, and they're not just saying that because it's my design. It really is that comfortable. It's so reassuring in the hand. It really does feel good. And the bigger your hand is, the better this knife is for you. I'm so serious. I have a normal standard large hand. And if your hand is a true extra large, you're still good to go with this. You know, I mean, look at that. Look at the finger placement right there. Come on now. This thing is going to be a slayer. Yeah. This is going to inflict some damage. The Inflictor EDC. You know what time it is. Anyway, you guys, I don't want to make this video too long. This is literally, it's just an unboxing / first impressions for you guys. You can expect a hard use testing. You can expect a whole bunch of videos and stuff. This is going to go to a few other guys in the knife community so that they can get an idea of how this thing performs, how it feels in hand. So expect to see some other content creators with this knife. Keep an eye out for them. And let them know what you think. You know, I'm very interested to know what everybody says about this. To me, it doesn't get much better than this. Now, I may change some things up when it comes time for it to be OEM'd. I may extend the choil a little bit, just so it can be an actual true forward choil, though that's not what its full intended purpose was. But I do think that that could add on maybe 1/4 of an inch. Maybe 1/4 of an inch here and 1/4 of an inch on the handle, and it'll end up being a 8-inch overall length knife. The Bark River Sidekick is an 8.5-inch knife. Let me go ahead and give you guys one more look. As you can see, so it's a little longer. So it's technically it's an inch longer than the Inflictor. So just so you guys know, just want to give you guys another little look as another example. Can't go wrong with this knife. I mean, this is it's executed perfectly. So shout out to Don with Blessed Knives. If you don't know about Don, I highly suggest that you check out my link that I'm going to put in the description to his Instagram channel. I think you guys are going to be pleasantly surprised at what Don brings to the community. Fully USA made, fully handmade, and done with serious pride and serious. He takes some serious care, and he cares about he cares about his knives, and he cares about the people who is putting his name out there, and he cares about the people who are buying his product. And that's something that I appreciate. And one more thing I need to say, Don is a heat treating master. He did his damn thing with this. 65 to 66 HRC tested twice. This thing is truly going to be a freaking dream. I appreciate everybody who supports the channel. You guys are freaking awesome. Fist bump to you also. I just want to say how much I appreciate Don for putting the work in, for taking the time to make this knife, for being really open to different ideas, and keeping me informed the entire way from start to finish. I think you can't go wrong with Don with Blessed Knives. And of course, you know, I think you can't go wrong with the Inflictor EDC. So be ready for that hard use testing. I'll let you guys know what's going on, when the video is going to pop up, and I'll upload this thing and get it ready for you. I appreciate you all. One last thing, if you're an addict, never quit quitting. Stay strong and live long. If you're struggling with bad thoughts, reach out and talk to somebody. It is okay to talk. Never quit quitting and never give up. It's Inflictor EDC time, baby. Peace.